काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का, टाटा कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Why should the road tell me where to go?
Why should anything come between me and the stars?
Why should impossible stop me?
Why shouldn't I make space for the unexpected?
Why shouldn't that feel like this?
How would here look like from there, or there, or there?
Every journey brings its own questions. You bring your own reply.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. We have had an amazing start to this journey this year. We have had over 1 lakh students being a part of this quiz, and it has overwhelmed all of us. All of these contestants have had to take part in multiple prelim, and from there they have qualified into 24 clusters. From these 24 clusters, they will move into what we call the semi-finals or the zonal finals, and from there on, they will qualify into the national final of Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. We have, of course, amazing prizes, huge prizes to win this year as well. And for now, we will start with the first wild card of the first cluster, that is the cluster from Andhra Pradesh. Let me quickly introduce our contestants to you, and then we will get cracking with this wild card. All right, so these are our contestants. So we will start with the first wild card. First question of this wild card, here we go. Which American research lab created ChatGPT with the declared intention of promoting a friendly AI? All of us know ChatGPT. Who created ChatGPT? All right, time is up. 5-second rule, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Priya, I just told time is up. I cannot allow you to answer. But no points, you can still give me an answer. Go on.
OpenAI.
OpenAI would have given you a +1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be very strict with the time limit that we have. It is a very, very reputed quiz. I have to be strict with the timing that we have. All right. Priya would have got a +1 on that, but since she did not press the buzzer within the time limit, I could not award that 1 point to her. Let's move on. Question number 2, here we go. Rare Beauty is an American celebrity's cosmetic brand that has recently entered the Indian market with Sephora. Which celebrity am I talking about? All right, Meghna is on the buzzer. Go ahead, Meghna.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez is absolutely right. +1 to you. Meghna gets that +1. Selena Gomez, along with Sephora, has introduced Rare Beauty into the Indian market. Meghna getting a +1 on that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to question number 3. Which entity has partnered with Blizzard Entertainment to promote Diablo 4? I'll help you with options, McDonald's or KFC. It's a fast food joint that is partnered with Blizzard Entertainment. Diablo 4. Go ahead, Priya.
McDonald's.
Oh, taking a -1 on that. KFC was the right answer I was looking for, but you still have many more opportunities to negate that -1 that you just took. That's how you play a wild card, actually. You can't really play safe beyond a point. Let's move on to question number 4. Name the shark who founded Shadi.com in 1999. Your options, Anupam Mittal or Aman Gupta. Oh, Priya's on the buzzer. Go ahead, Priya.
Anupam.
+1 to you. She's absolutely right, and she quickly negates that -1 that she took in the previous question. She's back on nil. A good place to be as far as a wild card of Tata Crucible is concerned. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. A diamond is forever is the tagline of which jewelry company? Tiffany's or De Beers? I've given you answer options. A diamond is forever. Tiffany's or De Beers? All right, no one going on this. Oh, Meghna, too late. I just said no one going on this. Time is up. Go ahead. You can still try. No points.
It's DBS.
De Beers is absolutely right. It would have given you another +1, but it's okay. You're still on +1, and 3 qualify into that cluster final. Don't forget that. It's not about winning the wild card. It's about qualifying to that cluster final. All right, let's move on. We have 5 more questions. Question number 6. Here we go. Bragg's drink was the name of which of these beverages? Your answer, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Or Pepsi-Cola. Priya, go ahead.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, we're taking a -1 on that is Priya. -1. The right answer is Pepsi. All right, Pepsi or Pepsi-Cola. Back then, that's what they used to call it. Let's move on to question number 7. Ladies and gentlemen, as of now, we have only Meghna on +1. Priya just took a negative again. We have Vinay and Manikanta both on nil. And I'm on question number 7, 10 questions in all. Question 7, here we go. Started in 1865, which of these telecom companies started business by selling tissue paper and toilet paper rolls? Your answer options, Nokia or HP? Very unique and unusual options there. Priya, go ahead.
Nokia.
Nokia is absolutely right. +1 to you, and she negates that -1 that she took earlier, and she's back on nil. Let's move on. Question number 8, here we go. Who wrote the book, The Art of the Comeback? Your options, Jeff Bezos or Donald Trump? Meghna, go ahead.
Donald Trump.
+1 to you. +1, absolutely right. Donald Trump is the right answer. With that, Meghna is on 2 points, and I have 2 more questions remaining. It would be safe to say that she has made it to the cluster final, unless, of course, she wants to take negatives, then it's up to her. I do not question that at all. Many quizzers can't stop when they listen to a question. They have to press that buzzer and give the answer. So that's an innate behavior of a quizzer. So let's see what happens. The 9th question, last but one question in this wild card. Here we go. Which is the richest country in the world with per capita GDP of over 140,000 US$? Your options, Malta or Luxembourg? Meghna, go ahead.
Luxembourg.
+1. She's absolutely right. Didn't I just say some quizzers can't stop themselves from pressing the buzzer? There she goes again and gets a +1. She's absolutely right. She's on +3, ladies and gentlemen. And Vinay, Priya, and Manikanta are on nil. The last question of this wild card, here we go. Which free and open source internet service was created by Brendan Ish along with co-founder Brian Bondi? Your options, ChatGPT or Brave? Go ahead, Priya.
Brave.
Brave is absolutely right. Brave is absolutely right. She gets a +1 on that. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this wildcard, we have Meghna from VIT AP campus with +3 and Priya from VIT Covida campus on +1. Both of them qualify into the cluster final fair and square. However, I had told you earlier that we have 3 spaces or 3 slots in the cluster final reserved for the ones who qualify from this wild card. So there is a tiebreaker now between Vinay and Manikanta. Both of them are on nil. So we will quickly move into the tiebreaker. Manikanta and Vinay, this tiebreaker is between the two of you. All right, 1 slot remaining in that cluster final. The tiebreaker, the first one, here we go. Which Indian sports personality owns the company Globo Sport? Your options, Leander Paes or Mahesh Bhupati. Go ahead, Vinay on the buzzer.
Mahesh Bhupati.
Mahesh Bhupati is absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinay Kumar from SVCA Tirupati joining Meghna and Priya into that cluster final from the first cluster, that's the Andhra Pradesh cluster. Congratulations to all of them who have made it into the cluster final. You don't go anywhere. I have the second wildcard to finish and identify the next 3 finalists from that wildcard who will move into the cluster final. You take care and I will see you in the next wildcard.
This picnic was a great idea.
Thank you.
Candlelight dinner of sandwiches.
पर ब्रेड बटर तो लिए नहीं, आज सेल डे नहीं है ना?
What? ब्रेड बटर खरीदने के लिए forget that Thursday sale. Big basket है, हर दिन सस्ता. Big savings, big basket.
Wait. Dumbest idea ever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second wildcard of the Andhra Pradesh cluster. That's the first cluster of Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2023. I have already identified 3 finalists from the first wildcard who have moved into the cluster final. And now it's time for me to identify the next 3 from this wildcard who will join them in the cluster final. All right, so these are our finalists for the day for this wildcard. So time for us to identify whom among them will qualify into that cluster final. The first question of this wildcard, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Phone 1 is an Android smartphone which went on sale in July 2022. What is the device popularly known as? Your options, Nothing Phone or Pixel 5. Go ahead, Akshay.
Nothing Phone.
Nothing Phone is absolutely right. Akshay gets the first one there, +1 to you. All right. This was actually codenamed Space War. So Nothing Phone, Phone 1 is absolutely the same. And Akshay getting a +1 on that. Let's move on to question number 2. Name the lifestyle brand owned by Virat Kohli. Your options. Oh, Niharika doesn't need the options. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, Niharika, quickly.
Brogan.
Wrong is absolutely right. She gets a +1 on that. I had options for them, but she gets it right. Let's move on to the third question of this wild card. Name the restaurant opened by Priyanka Chopra located in New York. Your options are Tisha or Sona. It's a restaurant that she opened in New York, and she opened this in the midst of the pandemic. Go ahead. Oh, no one going on the buzzer. Time is up. Chiru Hasini, I just said time is up. You can answer, but no points. Go ahead. It's good that I told time is up. You would have got a -1 for that. But since you pressed the buzzer after I said time is up, you will not get a negative. The right answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Sona. Sona is the name of the restaurant that Priyanka Chopra opened in New York amidst the pandemic. All right, Chiruhasini actually saved herself by pressing the buzzer a little late here today, else she would have got a -1. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. Which of these is not a watch brand from Titan? Okay, not a watch brand from Titan. Understand the question? Your answer options: Giordano or Fastrack. Akshay, go ahead.
Giordano.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Very good answer there by Akshay. He gets a +1. Giordano is absolutely right. All right. With that, Akshay is already on +2, ladies and gentlemen. Very good score. He's already put up at a wild card. We are now moving to the 5th question of this wild card. Brian Acton and Jan Quom are the original authors. Akshay, again, go ahead.
WhatsApp.
Absolutely right. Akshay gets another +1. An amazing performance by him here. He's already on +3. WhatsApp is the right answer that I was looking for. They are the original authors of WhatsApp. All right. All of us use WhatsApp, but sometimes we don't really think who are the ones who created WhatsApp. Moving on to question number 6. Who wrote the book, The Intelligent Investor? Your answer options are Warren Buffett or Benjamin Graham. It's about value investing. Go ahead, Aparna. You need to unmute yourself and give me the answer. Unmute yourself, please.
Benjamin Graham.
Benjamin Graham is absolutely right. Aparna getting a +1 on that. Benjamin Graham is actually known as father of value investing. And Aparna getting that answer right, a very good answer by him there, and he gets a +1. Let's move on to question number 7. We connect for good is the tagline of which telecom company? Your options: British Telecom or Vodafone. Aparna, go ahead. You're on the buzzer, Aparna.
Vodafone, ma'am. Vodafone.
-1. He negates the +1 that he took a little earlier. He gets a -1 on that. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is British Telecom. Let's move on to question number 8. We are on question number 8, and the scores as of now: Niharika on +1, Akshay on 3, and everyone else, Vaibhavi, Chiruhasini, and Aparna, are on 0. 3 slots are available in the cluster final. Let's see what happens. Question number 8. T001 was a watch that was dubbed the mother of all smart watches. Who launched it? Your answer options: Seiko or Samsung. Go ahead, Vaibhavi is giving it a shot. Go ahead, Vaibhavi.
It's Seiko, ma'am.
Repeat your answer, please.
Seiko.
Vaibhavi is absolutely right. Seiko is the right answer I was looking for. We may actually think of Samsung when we think of, or any other such modern electronic companies when we think of smart watches, but Seiko is the one who created T001, which is called the mother of all smart watches. Vaibhavi getting a +1 on that. Moving on to question number 9, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Sumit Mehra and Smita Deora co-founded what, which became an EdTech segment unicorn in January 2022? I'll help you out with the answer options. Your options are Lead or Domestika. Go ahead, Aparna. Unmute yourself, please. Aparna, you're taking too long.
Domestika, ma'am.
-1. He gets a -1 again on that, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer that I was looking for is Lead. All right. The last question in this wildcard, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Who owns personal care giant Garnier? Your options: L'Oreal or Estee Lauder. Go ahead, Chiruhasini. L'Oreal. L'Oreal is what she said. She's on 0. If she gets it right, she's forcing a tiebreaker. I can see the stress on her face. +1, you're absolutely right. And Chiruhasini now has forced a tiebreaker between herself Vaibhavi and Niharika. But Akshay from Samata College of Visakhapatnam has moved into that cluster final. He has cemented his slot there. Let's see who are the other two who will join him there. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more slots remaining in the cluster final, and I have a tiebreaker between the 3 girls. That is Vaibhavi, Chiruhasini and Niharika, all of them on +1. Aparna was on a negative, so he will not be taking part with them in the tiebreaker. So for now, the tiebreaker is between the 3 girls. Let's see what happens. Let me quickly fetch my tiebreaker questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for us to get into the tiebreaker. 3 girls fighting for the last 2 slots in that cluster final, for the Andhra Pradesh cluster, that is. All right, the first tiebreaker. Good luck to all of you. Here we go. Who owns Barbie and associated trademarks? Barbie is all over the news. All right, I'll help you out. Your answer options are Toys R Us or Mattel. Go ahead.
Toys R Us. Toys R Us.
Chiruhasini has gone for the buzzer and she has told me, she's told Toys R Us as an answer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the deciding question. Unfortunately, she gets a -1. Mattel is the right answer. And because of that, Vaibhavi from SRIT Anantapur and Niharika from Sir C.R.R. College of Engineering move into the cluster final and join Akshay in that cluster final. Very good attempt by Chiruhasini. She did not give up until the last question. You know how she played in the wild card, but unfortunately in the tiebreaker, she lost out. But if I would want to comment on something like this, I would commend on the confidence that she has shown on herself and answered all the questions. Congratulations to all our winners, the top scorers, that is Akshay, Vaibhavi and Niharika, who have made it into the cluster final of the Andhra Pradesh cluster. Good luck to all of you. You have another 3 finalists who will be joining you in that cluster final. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't go anywhere. The cluster final is coming up. I have quizzed with all of them and I know the caliber of these students. I'm telling you, you're going to have an amazing time watching the cluster final. We will see you in the cluster final. You take care.
She's always there for me. Usse milke, I feel like a child again. She's always there for me. It's in her nature. वो हमेशा दिखाती है मुझे bright side. She is nature और मैं हूँ her finest creation. Nature's finest by Mia.
A big hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today at the first cluster final of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2023. Let me begin with this cluster, which is Andhra Pradesh. We normally start with Andhra Pradesh, so we continue to do that. It's almost become like a tradition. I have 6 wonderful contestants with me, and I'm going to introduce the 6 of them to you. Once we know who the contestants are, we're going to start playing this game. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are our 6 finalists. 5 seconds per question. That rule continues to apply. The question expires if no one buzzes in 5 seconds. 1 buzz, 24 questions, 50 the value. You get it right, plus 50. You get it wrong, it's minus 50. So, if we are ready and good to go with the first cluster final here today, time for us to pick action on the first frontier of our battle. It's time to think. Here it is. So, 50 the value, 6 questions in my first frontier. Think for a moment before you press the buzzer. Remember, if you buzz, if you don't get it right, you lose a 50. And I may have things to add to what appears on your screen. So what is important for you is to understand that if you press the buzzer, I'm going to stop explaining the visual or whatever you get to see on your screen. Time for us to start with the first question of our battle here today. All hands on the buzzer. Question on your screen. Here it is. This person is in the news currently for becoming the CEO of Tata Consultancy Services. He replaces, Niharika has gone for it and gone for it very quickly. Yes, Niharika.
Kriti Vasan.
Is absolutely correct. The first 50 to Niharika. She is from the CRR College of Engineering and she scores the first 50 of this cluster final. Mr. Kriti Vasan becomes the new CEO of Tata Consultancy Services, a giant from the world of Tatas, of course. As we go to the next one on your screens, now. Kaushalya, where skill is power, is a very important initiative of a Tata company, which is one of India's biggest skill development programs, essentially to train people to become part of their company. A lot of clues on your screen. It's a company which started out from a locomotive business to the business that they are in today. They've also been the leaders in bringing in an environment-friendly electric revolution into India. Which Tata company? Akshay has gone for it. Yes, Akshay.
Tata Power.
Tata Power will give you a -50. He took a risk on that one. The answer is Tata Motors. I was referring to the electric vehicle and not electric as in electricity. So he got the drift wrong on that. As we go to the third question, hands on the buzzer. Overall answer is what I require on your screen. Here it is. From Shark Tank India to Madhuri Jain Grover, who's the co-founders. Akshay has gone for it again. Yes, Akshay.
Ashneer Grover.
Very good answer. Very, very good answer. Ashneer Grover is the overall answer that we're looking for from the world of Shark Tank, where he was a judge and a potential investor. And of course, the third unicorn is something you would associate to him. These are people who really made India proud. Bharat Pay, the logo on your screen, and that was a big clue for you. But he's got that absolutely right on Ashneer Grover. As we go to the next one, on your screens, question number 4, first frontier, time to think. Here's your question. These are famous people who co-founded a software company in 1952, essentially out of Germany. Dietmar Hopp, Hans Werner, Hasso Platter, Klaus, and Klaas are the 5 people who came up with this great company, a very important software giant. 2 clues for you to choose from. Am I talking of Siemens or SAP? Siemens or SAP? Meghna's gone for it. Yeah, Meghna, your mic is off.
Is it IBM?
Oh my God, I said, is it Siemens or SAP? And she says IBM. Can't give it to you. -50 to you, Meghna. Well, she'll take a negative on that. She came up with another answer, which was IBM, and that will give her a -50. On to the next question on your screens now. This is a foundation for CSR work by a very respected pharma giant in India. Is it Cipla or Lupin Labs? Vaibhavi on the buzzer this time.
Cipla.
Will give you a -50. Unfortunately, in a hurry, she went for that answer. Lupin, the answer that I was looking for. Everyone's getting the pluses and minuses, and the battle can get interesting. And Niharika for now in the lead, getting Kriti Vasan right. Final question on your screen in the first round. Here it is. 1843 is a lifestyle magazine but it's a subsidiary or a sister publication of a reputed media giant. It's a brand that is so popular in the business space that everybody goes by this magazine. Which magazine's sister publication is 1843? Your options are, someone's gone without the options. Akshay. Mike, please.
Fortune. Fortune.
Oh, well, he loses a fortune on that answer. As he loses a 50, the answer is The Economist. Akshay is actually playing well. He's aggressive. He wants to get the score moving, but he'll take a negative on that one. Very early days here today at the first cluster final. You're watching Tata Crucible's Campus Edition for 2023. As we move on to the second frontier of our battle here today, it's time for us to pick action on what we call collaborate. Here it comes. Early days in our battle here today, but a first look at where the Crucible quotient is headed tells us that Niharika is on the lead with 50. Meghna, Vaibhavi and Akshay have lost 50 each, while Vinay and Priya, I'm sure, will score quickly. All of this can change and change very quickly. On the collaborate section, I've got 12 questions lined up for you. So a lot to score, a lot to lose. So be careful. As we get started with the first one, the rules and the scores remain the same. On your screen, here it is. This is Johar Hut. This is normally held at Prakriti Vihar in a place called Khadma in Jamshedpur. It witnesses participation from tribal groups across the state, this time from 5 states around that state. The theme essentially is colors of Jatra. It originates from states around Jharkhand, which is Odisha, West Bengal, and so on. It's a beautiful initiative to integrate tribal art into mainstream, by which Tata company from Jamshedpur. Niharika.
Tata Steel.
Is absolutely right. She seems to be well prepared on the Tata front. She got Kriti Vasan of TCS right. She's got Tata Steel's CSR activity right. It takes her to 100. As we move on to the next question on your screen, overall answer matters. Here it is. Moving on to the second question in this frontier on your screen. Here it is. The overall answer will lead you to something very important from economic buying in the United States largely. It's a consumer electronics retail giant. The options are enough for you to draw the link to the final answer. No one's buzzed without the clue. As I go to the clues, your options are Best Buy or Walmart. Someone's gone for it. Akshay it is. Yes, Akshay.
Best Buy.
Will give you a 50. He'll slowly claw back into this battle with that 50 as we move to the next question on your screens now. Adopt a Tree is a very simple campaign by a company that is a large giant in India in the power sector. It's so large, Vinay has gone for this one. Yes, Vinay?
Tata Motors.
Well, Akshay says Tata Power and gets it wrong. Vinay says Tata Motors and gets it wrong. The answers are exactly the opposite. When he said Tata Power, the answer was Tata Motors. Now he says Tata Motors and the answer is Tata Power. Moving on to the next one. As Vinay takes a minus 50 on that, Niharika is on 100. People need to now start looking at scores as well as we move towards, not yet the first half, but round about there. But the next question on your screen, overall answer, here it is. It's a global beverage brand which plays a very important role in many forms of life. Their old swastika logo is an important clue there which was discontinued because it obviously had some Nazi interpretation that people would have. The Danish goalkeeper is a brand ambassador. He's a very popular goalkeeper in the world of football for this brand. Ice Cold in Alex is a movie where this brand features. Nobody's gone for it. The 5-second rule has lapsed, so the question expires. And the answer that I was looking for is Carlsberg. The person there actually is J.C. Jacobson, and that would have led you to the answer if you are a regular quizzer. That is, well, not so easy, but you might know it. For the moment, moving on to the next question. On your screen now. The overall answer is a very famous Indian group. Rise is a very important term that they use. Roots is another. Founded, Akshay's gone for it. Yes, Akshay. Mike, please.
Mahindra
is correct. Absolutely correct. Akshay's got that right. He's gaining and losing, and finally he's gained to get himself into the positives. He's on 50. If my arithmetic is correct, from Visakhapatnam, he gets Mahindra absolutely right. On your screen, of course, is Keshub Mahindra, the great man from the history of Indian business. As we go to the next one, on your screen now. This is an important detergent brand. It's a detergent brand that became huge. They also come out with very creative campaigns. This time, of course, all the campaigns from them were around Natu Natu and the Elephant Whisperers. Of course, the connection was Oscars. But which famous detergent brand is this, which took on great players like Nirma, etc.? In rural areas, it's a very powerful brand. Nobody answering. 5 seconds running away. Tough are the questions. Time gets tough. Vinay, can't give it to you. Taking too long on that one. The answer that I was looking for is Gadi detergent. So Vinay buzzing after the time limit was over. So I could not give him the opportunity to try and answer. I'm not sure he knew the answer in the right manner or not, but we'll grant that he would. And move to the next question on your screens now. This is a famous book called Be Stupid. It tells you to tear your jeans. It tells you to cut it. It tells you to poke it. It tells you that jeans can make a statement about you. Which famous jean brand is this book about? Renzo Rosso. Vaibhavi's gone for it. Yes, Vaibhavi?
Sir, it's by mistake.
By mistake. So she loses a 50. In a hurry, she went for the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is diesel jeans. Well, turned out to be a tough one, and the hand went for the buzzer. It can happen actually sometimes. As we go to the next one on your screen, don't bother about it. Keep playing the way you are, and you will negate that quickly. On the screen, here's the next question. Now, Nandgarh, or a modern Anganwadi, the first of which was created at Sonepat in Haryana, was inaugurated around about 8 years ago. It's a someone's gone for it. Vinay it is. Yes, Vinay?
Vedanta.
Well played. Well played on Vedanta. He's got that absolutely right. As we go to the next question, he gets a 50 on that one. And the next question coming up on your screens now. Element 6 is part of a group which produces something precious as diamonds. Which group are we talking about? From Africa to the whole world. Vinay's gone for it again. Yes, Vinay?
DE series group.
Sorry?
DE series group.
The E series group. Well, he'll get a minus on that one. Element 6 is from the De Beers group, and he will take a minus 50 on that one. Tough one. Misfiring on that. I in fact said diamonds, so that should have got you to De Beers easily. As we go to the next one, on your screens, question coming up now. Identify the name of this mascot. We all know McDonald's. We all know the mascot of McDonald's. What's his name? Named after a pun on what they serve. Niharika's going for it. Yes, Niharika?
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald is a different mascot. That's the reason we put this photograph up for you. She'll take a negative on that one. She'll lose a 50 from the 100 that she was on. This character is called Hamburglar. This character is called Hamburglar from the hamburgers that they serve. Ronald McDonald, of course, eventually became the most preferred mascot of McDonald's. But here's another character from them, so she'll take a negative on that one. 2 questions remaining in this frontier as we go to the penultimate one. It looks like a very tight final because everyone's gaining and losing. Right now it's Niharika and Akshay on head-to-head. The others are not far away. Penultimate question in this frontier on collaboration coming up now. This is Carol Tome, the CEO of an American MNC which is into shipping and receiving. They are phenomenal when it comes to supply chain management. They are technically the largest courier company in the world by revenues. Which giant are we talking about? Is it FedEx? Vaibhavi has gone for it. I was just giving the options and she stopped.
UPS, sir.
Is correct. UPS is absolutely correct. She'll get a 50 on UPS. So she's trying to claw her way back. A woman CEO leading UPS, which is way larger than FedEx. The final question in this round on your screens coming up now. Which digital payment service would you associate to what is called India's Infinity Store, the PIN code? 5 seconds of time, ticking away, no one's on the buzzer. This I thought, well, too late, Vinay. You're always buzzing after the time lapses for 5 seconds. You've got to be faster than that. Vinay buzzing again after the 5-second time lapsed, so we'll not be able to give him a chance on that one. I thought that was rather easy for the 6 of them to not buzz. The answer is as simple as phone pay. Well, phone pay would have been a very, very easy buzz. I think the pressure is beginning to tell on them. 2 segments done. We'll take a look at where the contestants stand before we move into the final frontier. Crucible Quotient is always a tough barometer of trying to choose India's best in business quizzing. Look at that. The first cluster final, we've got 4 girls challenging 2 young men. One of them is putting up a fight. Akshay from Visakhapatnam, he's on 50. Niharika was on 100, she's come down to a 50. Priya can score, and we've seen her do that during the wild cards. Vinay, Meghna and Vaibhav are 1 question down. All they need to tell them is, I need to get to 0 and then score. The final 6 questions will determine who is going to represent the state of Andhra Pradesh in India's top 24.
Red. Christmassy. Yellow. Pink. तुम भी पिंक, मैं भी पिंक, दोनों गुलदस्ता लगेंगे।
आपकी आधी शाम भी इसी तरह अपने पसंद की शोज ढूंढने में निकल जाती है ना? एक ऐप, दूसरी ऐप, फिर तीसरी, डिसाइड करते करते इवनिंग ओवर, करेक्ट? इसलिए हमने डाउनलोड किया है टाटा प्ले बिंज। पाइए 22+ OTT ऐप्स के शोज, मूवीज, लाइव स्पोर्ट्स और बहुत कुछ एक ही जगह पे। यानी नो मोर ढूंढना, ओनली देखना।
तो आज ही टाटा प्ले बिंज डाउनलोड कीजिए। प्लान स्टार्ट एट ₹249।
Time for us to move into the final frontier of our battle to see who's literally going to lead the way for this season of Campus Crucible. Time to lead. Here it is. On the final frontier of our game here today, you've got 6 questions which I'm going to read out to you. Nothing appears on your screen. So you can take a strategic decision on when you want to buzz, which means if you buzz while I'm reading the question, you're telling me you know the answer, and I'll stop reading the question. 50 remains the value as we get started with the first question. It's going to be tense, it's going to be fast, and you don't know when your competitor is going to buzz. So you got to factor that as well. It's a very, very tight final according to me, with two of them in the race, nobody out of the race. Question 1, hands on the buzzer. Daniel Giacomo and Pierluigi co-founded a famous Swiss-American multinational manufacturing giant, which is extremely popular for providing accessories to us on computers, especially the computer mouse. The company gets its name from a French word for software. Which famous company that provides us with a lot of accessories, especially the computer mouse and so on? Priya is going for it. She's going to try and bounce back. Yes, Priya?
Howlett.
Oh, she'll take... I need the answer louder.
Howlett.
Well, Howlett is a wrong answer from her, and she takes a negative on that. The answer was simple, actually, as simple as Logitech. We all have Logitech mouse, Logitech keypads, Logitech, cameras, all of them today from Logitech world. 5 questions to go. The tension's beginning to build up as we go to the second one. Hands on that buzzer. This is a management concept or a framework for understanding conscious and unconscious biases that can help people achieve greater self-awareness. It was created by 2 psychologists in 1955, Joseph Luft and Harrington. It's named after a model by combining their first names. What in the world of self-awareness are we talking about? Priya's giving it a shot. Yes, Priya?
Johari window.
Is correct. Absolutely right. The Johari window tells you about yourself, what you know and think of yourself, what others think of you. These can be very important mapping for one to know where one is. Sometimes we have an opinion of ourselves which is very different from how the world looks at us. It's always good to know how people interpret us. Johari window is a good thing for youngsters to know. I'm glad Priya got that right. She comes back to that nil because she went on to a -50. 4 tense questions remaining in the Andhra Pradesh final. The first cluster, Campus 23. Well, it's big pressure at Tata Crucible. Here's the next question. This is a snack brand. They've taken to social media and taken it by storm by creating an innovative campaign called Sizzling Hot. It's a campaign which essentially started running on LinkedIn and then went on to other platforms where Sizzling Hot, Niharika is giving it a shot. Yeah, Niharika?
Lays.
My options are Lay's or Doritos. She loses a 50. The answer is Doritos. Oh, well, this quiz is becoming very, very tense. If Akshay now takes a -50, we have a funny situation in this quiz. He's on 50. 3 questions to go. Niharika will want to get back into the game. 3 questions to go. Here's the next one. This is a leader, an American multinational, whose origins go back as way back as 1911. When a person named Louis Upton, an insurance salesman, and his uncle, Akshay's gone for it.
Whirlpool.
Superb. Superb answer. All I had to say was Louis Upton. Akshay was up to it at that moment to get that absolutely right. I think he was well prepared on that, no doubt about it at all. 2 questions to go. Akshay is going to be watching this very carefully. He scored a 50 tactically at a crucial moment, and he did not wait for me to complete the question. He knew it. He played his strategy well. Clever quizzing from the young man from Vishakhapatnam. Penultimate question. 2 left. So, penultimate one. Here we go. It's a US luxury department store chain which owes its origins to a 16-year-old Swedish immigrant to America named Johan. The anglicized version of it, of course, became John, landed in New York in 1887, began working at Michigan, purchased a plot in Arlington in Washington, and to cut the long story short, went on to build a phenomenal enterprise for that country. Which store are we talking of which was co-founded by him? Are we talking of Marshall's or Nordstrom? Meghna has gone for it. Marshall's or Nordstrom?
Nordstrom.
We'll give her a 50 that she badly requires. She's got that right. She needs another 50 even to battle for the second place. But for the moment, there are three of them in second place: Priya, Meghna, and Niharika. One question to go. Akshay knows if he does not mess up, he will go into the next round because he's on 100 and we are on the final question. Final question. Here it is. The Moving Pixels company is owned by graphic designer Manish Bardia. He was in the news about 8 years ago for creating a mass product which was manufactured in China based on an idea that got created as a necessity for India. It became extremely popular during an election campaign and was the first mass-used product in an election campaign to represent a person. What product are we talking about? Made in China, popularized in India, it became the first ever campaign with a face of a person as a product. No one on the buzzer. Someone's gone for it. Niharika is giving it a try. Go ahead, Niharika. If she gets it right, she'll be the runner-up.
Swachh Bharat.
Well, she gets a negative on that one. The answer that I was looking for is the Modi mask. Well, India was full of Modi masks when that campaign was happening and people were wearing the Modi mask. So nobody getting the Modi mask right. Memory seems to be fading in India, and it can fade very quickly. For the moment, ladies and gentlemen, from the first cluster, we have a tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker is between two girls, Meghna and Priya. So, question at a time, whoever gets it right gets the runner-up position. First question to both of you, hands on the buzzer. Led by a famous lady, I want you to tell me the name of the company if the name of the lady is Kiran Majumdar Shah. Which famous biotech giant does she run? Your options are AstraZeneca or Biocon. Priya's gone for it. Yes, Priya?
Biocon.
Priya from VIT Kovada will finish runner-up here today. Well, she's gutsy. She takes her shots on the buzzer. She's finished runner-up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that phenomenal first cluster final, here's a look at the final scorecard, which we call Crucible Quotient. Finishing with 100, playing the game well. In fact, my honest view is, and I think Akshay will agree with me, he should have scored much more than that 100. He seemed to know the answers. He was, look at that nod of his head. He says, yes, Big Brain, you are right. So he may not be happy with the 100, but he will be happy that he still won the quiz. From Visakhapatnam, representing Samata College, he will move into the top 24 of India as the first cluster champion. Finishing behind him is Priya. Behind Priya was Meghna. But the young lady who's going to be looking at this quiz and telling herself, what did I do, is Niharika. She played so beautifully through the quiz, got onto a big lead, tried to score more and ended up with negatives. But that's what happens in a battle like this. A fabulous start to this season of Tata Crucible. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going nowhere because we've got 23 more clusters to follow. But for now, we've got the first champion from Visakhapatnam moving in. We'll be back with you with the next cluster finals. Till then, from my young colleague Rashmi Furtado, from me, Pick Brain, from the entire team from Tata Crucible, keep watching this season till we come back to you with the next episode. Stay tuned and keep having fun. Goodbye.